Chief, quite a fire this week on Moran Avenue. Was that it? Moran Street?
Yep.
Quite a fire this week on Moran Street.
Yeah, so on Monday morning, we actually had two fires. We had a fire at 9:30 at the Sullivan Tire warehouse in the industrial park. It was confined to a tire tube machine. As we were picking up from that, we got a call for a reported house fire on Moran Street. The first arriving apparatus was actually a Mansfield ladder truck because they were covering North Attleboro while we were at the other fire. They arrived with the Plainville chief and had heavy fire showing from a 1.5-story wood frame house.
I saw the video, I'm sure you do, of the house fully engulfed. Did firefighters from Mansfield and the Plainville chief arrive at about that time?
They did. They arrived initially as a first arriving apparatus, and right behind them was our engine 2, which was clearing from the fire. They arrived. They were able to get what we call a 2.5-inch line in place, which is a large hand line in between the house that was on fire and then the exposure house, which we were able to protect and reduce the spread of fire to that house.
Now, for people who aren't aware of where Moran Street is, where exactly is it? Near DPW, I believe.
Correct. Yeah. So Whiting Street by DPW. Some challenges: a very narrow street. Houses are extremely close to each other, and also the bridge is out, so it's a dead-end road. So we were able to only get water from the fire hydrants from the DPW side of Moran Street. And obviously we needed a lot of water, and that's the size main over there is I believe only a 6-inch main. So we were kind of taking other sources from other locations.
So from what I could see on the Providence television stations, the house, was there also a barn or a garage that caught fire as well?
No, the only other house that had some damage was the house to the right at 43 Moran Street, and that was very minor. Some siding. There was no interior extension, and that was due to the efforts of the firefighters from getting that first line in place to prevent it from spreading.
So I would assume the house is a total loss.
It appears to be a total loss right now. Obviously, the insurance companies will do their thing, but heavy damage. We were able to not get inside due to the amount of fire that was in there and the structural compromise in that building.
And lastly, investigation goes on to determine how it started?
Correct, yeah. So our North Attleboro Fire investigation team, as well as the Mass State Police, are currently investigating it. We don't think it's suspicious, but the exact cause is not out yet, but they're doing their investigation.
And how long does that usually take?
It could take a couple weeks. Unfortunately, due to the amount of fire we had and the amount of damage, we may not know 100% how this fire started.